how do you convey your value to your employer doing a restructuring if you're not direct A to B sales? In this video, I'm going to give you 3 tips for what I recommend. I'm Dr. Anna Kalschmidt. I research the unwritten rules of work for the working class and neurodivergence, and something I found in my work is that a lot of people who grow up first-generation professionals who had blue-collar backgrounds don't know how to convey value in white-collar terms because they grew up with labor that was very tangible, that you did with your hands and your body, and you saw how it impacted the bottom line. Like, if the company sells tractors and you repair the tractors, you know your value. But in white collar, it's much more abstract, and that is also what is associated with having an education and being a professional, is being able to think about abstract thought and convey it in a way that matters. Now, that absolutely gets abused. That's a culture and a moral conflict for people who come from working class backgrounds who don't just want to talk shit and want to actually see the value of their work. So the first thing that I would do is make sure you translate what you do into business outcomes as tangibly as possible. Don't say, I facilitate meetings. Say, I reduce project delays by X% through cross-team coordination, through project planning, whatever. Wherever you helped with an efficiency on a project or anything, calculate that time, make it a percentage, and if you have access to seeing the invoices, sometimes if you're a project manager or you work with the project manager, you can see the invoices for how much they're charging per hour, and you can multiply that time by what they're charging the client and say that's how much money you saved them. Don't say that you handle communications. Say that you prevented 3 major client escalations this quarter, or that you resolved a client issue in the last 6 months. You can also do similarly if you have an idea that someone bought. Like when I was in consulting, I drafted the continuing work plan for a project that we were doing, and I saw how much they billed what I drafted the project for, and that was in my performance evaluation that I created a $750,000 idea. If you're earlier in your career, you might not have those numbers right away, and that is okay. You can also find what percent of that $750,000 project you are supporting. Second, document your network impact. Notice who comes to you for answers, what breaks when you're out of the office, what are you dreading coming in after your vacation because you're like, oh my God, I just know this wasn't handled. That's your value. Are you the unofficial translator between engineering and sales, for example? Are you the person that always onboards the new people and translates it and gets them on board quickly? Those things have their own value. Find what the cost is and make a defendable number. Things like finding out you won't know probably the salary of that person, but you can look up on Glassdoor like what they're saying the wage of that salary is, calculate it down to the hour, how much time did you save? People factors cost money. That's my whole thing with the unwritten rules. As an industrial organizational psychologist, I can